Okay, so I did my Hindi version for my own channel. I'll do English for you guys. So what I wanted to quickly show you, okay, is what I've been thinking about the weekend. Maybe I've made a video about this. I don't know. But look, Monday was a continuation, right? So Monday was an X. It was not an accumulation. So the following day should be what? Uh, it should be accumulation, right? So where the market opens is relatively where it's going to close. So that's Tuesday. Okay. So if you look at midnight and where it roughly closed, in fact, it's pretty much there. Okay. So that was accumulation. Today is what? It is manipulation, right? So what's going to happen? It's going to take the high and the low. Now I don't remember which high and low it needs to take. Whether it's the previous days, I would assume so. But then I've also looked at this, right? So this is important, the Friday low, because this took liquidity and then came lower. So this is an important uh, swing point, right? Plus today, this was Asia. This is this is the manipulation leg. So just the projection from manipulation leg. But if I have to um, just do for Asia, which is the right way to do it, then look, okay, so it has done that. Firstly, the manipulation lower was, I think, one standard deviation. So if I just flip it, so it roughly came to one standard deviation. So I use the bodies, and generally, as per the quarterly theory, yeah, we'll use the 3/4. So it kind of came close, I would say, to one standard deviation. Then it expanded. Okay, we saw that it's gone to 4. It's kind of stretched out. Um, and knowing what today is supposed to be, when we are here, I'm already looking for shorts. And the SMT uh, for the manipulation leg is also something that I want to kind of look at. Right. Okay. So it went to close to 3.5, whatever. Right. Now, forget what the weekly should do. Where can be the potential high or low of the week? That's a little bit different, but we have to understand those things, I feel, as well, right? So there are those aspects to trading which are going to help, uh, you know, take fewer trades and so on. But in any case, whatever you're trading with, all I want to say is, first of all, we understand AMDX. So according to that, technically today should be manipulation, right? And therefore, I'm not going to be looking at targets up there anywhere. Okay, once this is done, then I'm going to look for, and this is something which one needs to consider. Below is YM. Okay, YM is taken out Tuesday low. If you look at YM, the way it's gone and dumped. So there's always a trifecta between assets. And now, just to, I'll remove this. I think we all understand how GBs are working, but this was that candle of news, and look at where ES is and look at the uh, sequential SMT, right? So sequential SMT is telling me up there itself that this is your failure asset, failure swing. Failure swing is on MES and YM, not on NQ. And so what I would suggest, and you can do your own checks, is the failure swing is what will basically perform because smart money comes in there. That is the whole point of SMT. And the failure swing is the asset to trade. Okay. Now I'm on the 81 in this, and in NQ it is 243. Okay. Because that seems to be working perfectly fine. Now, I mean, I would wait for market structure shift and everything to happen and then look for the setup, right? It's important to understand that there are things that happen in the past which IPTA will refer to as well. Okay. So we are looking for where, first of all, this is failure swing. So immediately my attention is in this particular asset, not on NQ, really. Um, okay. So, so let's go. So we have that failure is empty. Let me just draw that out for you. So that's previous quarter. Because see, the news scandal, I mean, you have to just do your own thing, whether you want to use the anything from that news scandal. I mean, I won't. Okay, so that's your SMT between two quarters, right? So between this pink and the sequential SMT, failure asset. Okay, whether you take the wicks or you take uh, the hidden one, that's what it will be. Now we get market structure shift, right? So obviously, which one you want to use, you have to see. But the idea is to look at where we are in the partitions as well. Just go a little lower time frame because bodies will start to fit on a lower time frame, not in 5 minutes. Here as well, let's just go there. And if you look at right from here, where the performance really is coming through, and where there are more wicks and stuff, it'll be clear. And that's the reason for the failures in asset, right? So also when we are transitioning, into the 90-minute cycles, then you're looking at sequential SMTs there as well. So that will tell you the right approach in terms of entry. So here, look, it did have from 5 minute, both had some kind of market structure shift. This one even came lower, but look, this went through this fair value gap area, right? It went past it and it went, ideally it should not, it should just deliver from here. Okay, so I'm just gonna mark this time when it came up and traded into that somewhere here. And same thing happened. I mean, this is where we are. Both are 2 minute right now. And if I just move to when ES actually tagged it, here, look. So this went past. ES came here. And there is a reason um, for for this. So you may not find a fair value gap. Let's see if we can find a fair value gap also and an order block and everything. Here if you see, there is no fair value gap from 1 minute. We have an order block. Yes. Okay. There is an order block. And so first you have to be in 5 minutes. So once you see that structure shift and everything is when you are switching into time frame. Okay. So back to 2 minutes. And over here, do we have? So here you can say that yes, there is somewhat of a fair value gap in that zone in 1 minute. Let's see if we can find something. There is a fair value gap here as well, and here as well, right? But this is the one which is important because it went past. So actually, the fair value gap should be here, Now there is something which is a little bit advanced, but here there is no fair value gap. 3 minutes, nothing really. I don't think we'll find one over there. So one from that perspective, it's a little bit suspect, right? In terms of not having. Okay, this guy is just moving. Uh, just add +1 -1. It's probably reached its target also. This guy almost there. But yeah, it completed that algo run, right? But that run started later. In NQ, it never really went pushed up. It did the algo run till here, which should be a place to look at. But this fellow has come in later. And then again, why this run happened later, you have to go back and see your quarters. But in a sense, when we are looking at using this as a confluence more than I'm not saying take entries using this, but look at it from a confluence perspective, right? So when you're there and you're looking for some setup to reach somewhere, GV is telling you a different story, right? So even though it went up, it didn't go up to something else. And using SMT, this is already telling you, we're not going to the moon or anything like that. And we have the narrative for what the day should be. So, okay, if I have to just show you why that is interesting, uh, it is this, okay? Fair value gap. And I can go through time frames and find uh, something which will more or less fit into it, okay? In that fair value gap. So that's basically a BPR and it really works, okay? So look at this. And other important thing is the quarter you are in. You can also have basically go back to 5. So we are in which quarter now? We were in this particular quarter, and you have to basically look at the same quarter or the previous one where you find an important PDA range that should be respected, right? So that's the other, adding on a couple of confluences to tell you what you should actually see. Okay, at least when you are in that particular quarter. So when it went up, we were in green and blue, and this is the smaller micro, right? I think the if you look at this thing, you have the microcycle. Okay, microcycle is what these are. You can use microcycles, but for microcycles, you have to be in 1 minute or 30 seconds ideally. 30 seconds is the technically correct thing to do. However, we are in this green stuff out here. So we don't, I mean, that appears here, green to green is kind of way lower. Now we are inside this. So let me go back to 1 minute, 30 seconds I don't have, but this load. Okay, so we are in this area. Again, within these microcycles, we have XAMD, AMDX going on, right? So one needs to kind of monitor those things as well. But let's see if I can find a time-based PD array over here. So previous cycle, green and blue, both are kind of important, right? So what is significant in this fair value gap is significant. There is a volume imbalance going on here. Okay, and then when it comes to this blue thing, well, I mean, if it switches over, then you were essentially looking for that, right? So so this is how we basically find the previous time, like what has happened in the past being referred to and then being respected or not. So if you see this green, I'm already looking at this, right, in terms of that particular PDA array is part of green. The next big one is this huge thing, so that I don't need to uh, consider again, it's part of the news candle. But if you see when it was in green, let me just remove remove this. So look at where the body is now, right? So this IPTA is referring to, so it's telling you something. Okay. Now the entry was here. Okay. Now we are in blue. So blue, what's important? I mean, right now blue, there is, so if there is nothing from the previous, you'll look at the one prior where there is price action, right? So here, is there anything which is significant? If I can see, there is this particular fair value gap, and there is this one. Let's just see. So yeah, kind of came here, and if I have to mark, I don't think it even reached there, right? So there is this fair value gap, which is part of blue. Okay, so market used that also as a reference. Now you want to see the support price in your direction. That's also important, right? And I mean, what I do is once it has gone a little bit further, I just trail up above this fair value gap swing. That's just simpler for me, right? To do that. But while all this was going on, NQ has gone up. The reason is the failure swing. And then it took a while to come lower. It was waiting for NQ to come into that same PDA, and then so you'll find that this happens, right? Between platinum and gold, I find it. So I have my failure swing, but it's just going to wait, time distort till gold reaches the same place, and then they sync up, and then the run happens. Okay, so there are some other things to it as well, but the fundamental thing is the asset to trade here was ES, right? So all I'm saying is that you can use Confluence even if you're not doing yeah, this type of trading. That's fine, but at least use Confluence and the daily profile and everything. So it's almost there. It's coming. I mean, this is what I was looking for. NQ is going further, so there must be something running now on top of whatever is going on. But this is really good, and I expect Tuesday low to be taken as well. So right now there may be some form of retracement, but today being the manipulation day, um, by the way, yes, Tuesday low is down here. Okay, so yes is almost there, but you have that thing as well. So yeah, now again looking at shift in the quarters, this may no longer be the asset to trade, right? ES may no longer because you're shifting the quarter. Um, but yeah, I mean that's how I would see it. And again, between this green to this one, the Q3 to Q4, again there may be a failure swing. So this continuation trade, one asset would have been probably better than the other. From the looks of it, it looks like MNQ is the one that completed that range. Okay, like faster. So there must be something again from a SMT perspective. So anyway, that is that. But I guess um, it is the point of today was for me to make this video about using what the day is supposed to do. Okay. Uh, and and looking at that AMDX and then looking at which asset to actually trade in that particular time frame. So it's kind of important, I feel. That's possibly where you'll get those clean setups and using GB as a confluence. So even if you don't want to take it on ES, wait for NQ to come to the same point. Okay, so it happens that way. You have this six sister situation. I think I posted on Discord a few months ago. One of the days it happened. So it's kind of the same concept. So there's going to be a time delay on the failure asset, but it's going to do the perfect run. And it's going to wait for the sick asset to come to that position and then sort of deliver. So either way, it's so this is a story for today, right? I had to exit because I mean I have this my funded futures thing and I can't really um, trade during 10:30. I think there was some bullshit news as per MFFU, although there was no red folder news and really nothing happened. But anyhow, I would have just left a runner because this is what I'm expecting, right? So my stop loss would be where? So ideally, is the perfect thing is once it has crossed this, right? The perfect thing is for it to not go above this and definitely not above this. Sometimes what happens is when market has time, it can go up to liquidity wall. But if market is in a hurry, then this is what should be good enough. Okay, so if I have to just look at NQ now, and why I was saying maybe the shift would have happened once it came lower towards NQ being this one and this one being a little sick. Okay, but look at that. See this, right? So that's all the room that I actually need to give from a runner perspective. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely an algorithmic delivery. There's no other way to kind of put it, right? So again, if I'm using this as confluence, I still want to trade this guy, then I should wait um, for it to come back. So when we were here, when it went up and came lower, when it came like this, now I have this. What I'm saying is uh, calling it an inversion BPR, whatever. If I look at it from 1 minute, maybe it's probably some other time frame here. So there is one here or that one, whichever. Find your time frame, 3 minute, 2 minute, whatever. Find that gap. Okay. And in any case, besides that, there is a fair value gap here with volume imbalance. Okay, which works. So when it's come lower, this is our setup. This guy is waiting, problem. And however you take it, right? So whatever your thing is, shift in market structure, everything, one can even look at it from that perspective. At least get your bias right, or at least get the time when the run is going to start right. That's probably all I would say. Now, some people will fret about these equal highs being there and all that. But in the context of what I'm just telling you, um, I don't think it really matters, right? So, so now you have a particular reaction. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll just end it here. And I would say just probably think of things in this manner. Do your trading the way you do it, right? You don't have to change any of that. But just have this on another tab, this setup, put it on the 243, which is for this, kind of market where candles are so big, 243 is working really well. 81 will not give you anything. 729 will give you uh, today's where we are and which levels can react and all of that. Okay, but 243, sorry, 243 is the perfect one to do it. And then just look at these two. Find the SMT. If you can use the quarterly days, quarterly theory thing below, then you can find your SMT. SMT is basically going to be between whatever, right? Consecutive quarters. So whether it is the smaller cycle, which is 30-second 1 minute, or the big one. So, and it's better that you avoid the first quarter, which is gray. So it could be XAMD or it could be AMDX. So you have to wait for the first one to determine what the next cycle is going to be. And between those, you have to find the SMT. So I know it sounds a little too much, but it is what it is, right? And so I think one, it'll allow you um, to wait for the algorithm to reveal itself, and then you will have um, your stuff going, right? So, or even if you are already in an entry for some reason, this, somewhere here, maybe you got into an entry, you can use it as a confluence to see where it's going, where the target is, where what's going on. Anyway, I think these are a little complicated. Look, I'm happy to do a session. The idea is not to change, what we are doing in this group, the way that we are doing it. It is just a confluence, especially when you're trading alone, right? So I would say it can help you in a few ways. How much of this you want to use is up to you. But there are some fundamental principles to this plot, right? Which is what the days are supposed to do, how to measure things, and then GB is. I mean, I personally feel, and I've given so many trade recaps videos about it. And now I've simplified it to a point where you are looking at an order block, you're looking for change in state, you're looking at your fair value gap, you're looking at market structure shift, and then entry, which is fundamentally what we do. Okay. So the right view three, the correct asset to trade, or at least wait for the lagging asset to reach there if you're trading the lagging asset, and then how you use targets, right? So no problem taking partials, how you manage your trade, but yeah, equilibrium, high low range, that's basically where it's going. And so it will give you, that little extra thing, whichever piece of this you want to use will give you something beyond, uh, you know, like you see today, the 15-minute, I mean, would it really tell you anything? Nothing, right? So, so there are things happening, and I think um, when days are complicated, and like today, then at least then you can look at this for some confirmation. That's what I feel. But everyone to themselves. I just thought I would put this out there, and anyhow. So if we want to do a session, I can do a session, like I said, get on to Discord live, talk about it. Some people may already know some parts of it, and then we can discuss it. And then one could see how which parts of it you want to incorporate. Whatever I do, I'll keep posting in the Discord thing, right? So that's there. And losses also, I do recall those have to be posted. And I do also mention if some loss happened, what could be the reason. Now, there's nothing 100%, but this, what I've covered today gives you a very, very high probability of for trading, and you're able to capture, at least half a portion of a dealing range, the true dealing range, which is what this whole whole Goldbach thing is about, right? So, but whoever's interested, happy to do it. I think T2 Tamimi, you guys have to evaluate yourself, and I don't think many people visit Goldbach channel anyway. So you guys take a call. We could do a three-way thing if you want. We could just go through it among us, maybe see which parts are the best. Has to be simple for everyone. And just let people explore. Keep it on the side. Don't change the way we trade right now, but just use it, some parts of it as some confluence, and just have a better understanding of days sessions, what they're doing, what they're supposed to do. So that's it. And do reply. Okay, it's okay if you say, oh, there's too much and you don't want to do it. No problem. No hard feelings at all.